All right, guys, here's a situation. For an RV technician, one of the toughest jobs is getting the air conditioner onto the roof. For the mobile tech, this is a big deal. For the guys in the shop, you got cranes and lifts, and it's easy to do because the equipment is there. You can put it on a forklift and get it up there. But for my mobile RV techs, it's going to be hard to do. And this is an easy, inexpensive way for you to get your air conditioners and heavy items on the roof without having to have a forklift, a big bulky lift, or something that costs $2,000. This is something you can make for under $200. All right, guys, this is a ladder crane that I'm making. This didn't cost a lot of money to make. I'll show you the parts that I use. This piece of metal is the only thing that you can't get out of a regular store. You'll have to just go to a place that sells stock tubing and metal and stuff. It was very inexpensive and they'll sell to the public. I got a 6-foot piece of this stuff, which I only used 24 inches out of it, but I got a 6-foot piece for like $40, okay? So it's not that expensive. You can also go to Granger. I think that's a national company that they have everywhere. Granger sells the same stuff, and you can even buy it online. So just make sure you get the size that you need and order your aluminum stock. This is what they call 1/8 inch square tubing, or rectangular tubing actually. And it's 1.5 inches by 2 inches, I believe. Put tape on it and we'll find out. All right, so yeah. And the reason I'm showing you all of this is because I bought all these other parts out of the store and you can get the same thing. So 1.5 inch by 2 inch, 1/8 inch thick tubing. And this other piece that you see that's going to hook onto the ladder is just a ladder jack that I have modified slightly. So it's a ladder jack that you can get for like $80. I think it was $79 out of Lowe's by Werner. This Harbor Freight winch for $69, 2,000-pound battens. Comes with a controller, which I'll be mounting on the handle that I'm gonna make for this. And just some hardware from Tractor Supply. I'm using, the kit comes with M8 by 125 bolts, and I went to Tractor Supply and got some long ones because the ones that come with the winch are right here and they're too short for this application, so I went and got some 2.5 inch ones from Tractor Supply. Let me show you. This is what I got, and then I got the matching nuts from Tractor Supply. You want to get the nylon nuts. And the way the winch is built, I had to put one with the head down and one with the stud up over here because the bolt is so long that I couldn't get it past this piece. So I just flipped it over for this side. So far, very simple build. I had to cut out, tripping over wood here, kind of big wood down here. I had to cut out a section because this thing used to go down at an angle and then go over. And I needed to make space for the winch. Since this is not welded, the guy was supposed to weld it for me and he kind of flaked out on it. You know, people were looking funny because he was on company time or whatever, and he wasn't gonna charge me anything to do it. So I just told him, don't worry about it. I'll figure something out, and this works out just as good or better than the weld. I don't have to grind down any welds. So I just got this hardware, and that was basically just to line it up. I put those on both sides, which those are these that I got from Tractor Supply, and it came in a multi-pack. I didn't use the rest of them, and they're basically just guides until I was able to get this up. So I have those guides on there holding it. Then I have both of this bar that I had to cut down long ways to match it up with the size of this pipe. and then I cut down that part to make room for the motor of the winch. And then I sandwiched it together between this mounting plate sold separately at Harbor Freight and the winch built-in mounting plate right here. Torque that down pretty good. I suggest you not get stainless steel bolts like I got. I just got those because it's the only thing I can find. But regular steel bolts are stronger. Stainless steel has a tendency to snap off and break when you put a lot of torque on them. And I was using that snap-on impact, and I was taking it easy to make sure I did not pop the bolts. And the holes were sized to where I didn't use washer. I probably should have put a washer on there, but I didn't use a washer. But yeah, a washer probably would have been a little nicer on that top one. The bottom hole is a lot tighter. Didn't need a washer. But anyway, so far that's the build, and I'll show you the rest. All right, guys. So this is basically what it's gonna look like. So this old steel table is representing the ladder on the back, and the other side is representing me holding it. I got to put a handle on it. So as you can see, what we have is hooks onto the top two rungs of the ladder, comes over enough to where the winch is kind of centered up in there, right? The air conditioner, which is smaller than the width of this table, and you can see we got plenty of room, will be being pulled up from there. And on this end, I'll have my handle and the controls. So pretty solid construction, pretty simple. You know, I designed this on the fly. This isn't a rocket science. Just a couple of metal straps just to set it up and keep it in place for me to clamp it, basically sandwich it in between the two mounting plates, the one that's built into the winch and the one that I bought. All in all, that winch plus the mounting plate was $70. The ladder jack was $80. That 24-inch piece of pipe will run you about $20. Okay, so you're talking about less than 200 bucks. Throw in another 20 for the little bit of hardware that I got from Tractor Supply and some tools. So the tools that I use to do the job are right here. And this comes with the kit as well. It's super easy to wire that up. Up, down, I'll be mounting this to the handle. Has 4 wires already coming out. It's gonna be super easy. They're already labeled motor and power. So these will be going into my battery pack, and then they give you a little 12-volt resettable breaker to go in between the power supply just for safety. So if you have a fault. So the tools that I use this set of drill bits from Mac Tools to drill out the aluminum. These are just some parts this I removed from the ladder jack because that was on there, and I drilled those out with a 1/4-inch drill bit. These are just some of the parts that I cut out to make room for the winch. So, set of drill bits, DeWalt drill, DeWalt impact, Milwaukee cutoff tool, and a snap-on impact wrench. So impact driver, impact wrench, a drill driver, Milwaukee cutoff tool with the abrasive disc in there to cut that off. And of course, a tape measure to get the measurements, and a Sharpie to mark my holes for drilling and to mark my lines for cutting. That's all it took. Very simple. Now, I'll be wiring it up. Like I said, it's gonna be super simple. The only thing I have to do on the build is put a handle on this thing. And I'm thinking I'm just going to get my Milwaukee hole saw kit out and center up a hole, probably like a 3/4, half-inch hole, something that I can get some pipe for or some conduit, but bend the conduit in like a U shape. I'm gonna drill the hole, I'm gonna stick the conduit through there, and that's gonna be the handle. All right, oh, the Yakima overhaul HD came in, and this originally came from E-Trailer. Customer gave this to me. I worked on his camper, so he sent that to me. So big ups to him. Thank you very much for the gift. And it will be well used, and that's the bar, the top bar. And then I'll be using a Rhino rack hood mount for the top. So he's using half of it. He has this part back here, and then he has like a Rhino going across the hood instead of using that. So he gave me the other one. I'll use the other one, and I'll get a Rhino. That's about 500 bucks, and put it on there. And that's a nice, high quality system that it's not gonna cost me much money. All in all, I'll probably be into it for about $650 because I had to pay for the shipping. And it was, as you can see, $86 for this box, and then another $29 for that box. All in all, it was like 130 bucks. Not a problem. But yeah, back to the build. I'm going to make a handle. I'm gonna wire this up, and I'll be powering this whole system with a 5 amp hour DeWalt battery. All right, I'll bring you back when I'm all done.